Ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession is about to enter the hall. We will be singing the national anthem. The words are on page 11 of the program. Please be upstanding for the academic procession and remain standing for the national anthem.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. With joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
I, Kevin John Skess, Chancellor of the University of Adelaide, declare open this congregation convened for the purposes of presenting degrees. Distinguished guests, parents, friends, relatives, especially our graduates, a very warm welcome to Bonython Hall this afternoon for the graduation. Might I start by acknowledging the Kaurna people, the original custodians of the Adelaide Plains and the land upon which the university campuses are built. I welcome to the podium Uncle Rod to give a welcome to country.
Machawanga Gana Mena, Nai Wangani, Mani Nabudni, Gani Yatana, Burko Mankalankala, Tandanyang Yanka Minaku, Nature Yungandaya, Nature Yakandaya, Padniaru Wadu. On behalf of the Kaurna people, I welcome you to Kaurna country. I do this as Ambassador of the Adelaide Plains people. My brothers, my sisters, let's walk together in harmony. Natalia, thank you.
Thank you, Uncle Rod. Today's a special day for our graduates. Again, I offer my congratulations to you all. A special day because it's a day of pride and satisfaction for you on your achievements, but I have no doubt that your parents, friends and loved ones share that pride and satisfaction with you, as indeed does the university. Graduation days are days of reflection. Reflection of past achievements, perhaps more importantly, an opportunity to think about the challenges ahead. And when we think about the future, I hope you're not seduced by the negativism of our media. We live in a fabulous country, blessed with abundant resources, a style of living second to none in the world, with people who are hardworking, resourceful and resilient. Previous generations of Australians have laid the foundation for this success, and now you, armed with skills and new knowledge, will have your opportunity to make a contribution. That contribution, I hope, will think about offering help to those people who haven't had your opportunity. I look forward to presenting your degree shortly, but before doing so, I'd invite the Vice-Chancellor to introduce a candidate for honorary degree.
Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to present to you Hugh Philip Possingham for admission to the honorary degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa. Professor Possingham is one of Australia's most respected ecologists, and his pioneering research helped make the world aware of the importance of environmental science, conservation and ecological planning. Today, his laboratory works with governments and non-government organisations internationally, solving biodiversity problems and settling conservation priorities through advances in spatial ecology and new approaches to fire, weed and pest management. He is globally acknowledged for his work on the viability of populations of endangered species and the application of decision theory to conservation biology. Together with colleagues and students, he has helped save hundreds of thousands of square kilometres of woodland and forest and informed the creation of many of the world's marine protected area systems, including the largest in our Great Barrier Reef. He co-developed MarkSan, an innovation conservation planning software with more than 7,000 users in 180 countries. He's always been a mad keen birdwatcher, and he remains a vocal spokesperson for the importance of conservation. And it all began here in the University of Adelaide, where Professor Possingham completed a Bachelor of Science with honours in 1984, before receiving a Rhodes Scholarship to complete a Doctor of Philosophy in Ecology and Mathematics at Oxford University. I was just talking earlier with Eleanor, our mace carrier today. She's just done honours. She was taught honours by Joshua. Joshua was a student of Professor Possingham's. Over 35 years, we have seen the same genetic strain of mathematician come through these halls to graduate. Of such things are universities made. Hugh returned to Australia on a Queen Elizabeth II Fellowship, undertaking research at the Australian National University into the application of population viability analysis to conservation before coming back here to the University of Adelaide as a lecturer. He was promoted to professor in 1995 at a very early age. In 2000, we lost him. He took up a chair in the departments of mathematics and biological sciences at the University of Queensland. The following year, he became director of the Ecology Centre and subsequently director of the ARC Centre of Excellence for Environmental Decisions. In 2013, he won a prestigious Laureate Fellowship from the Australian Research Council to allow him to investigate the relative merits of habitat restoration and habitat protection for biodiversity and ecosystem conservation. He has co-authored more than 650 publications and supervised over 80 PhD students and 50 postdoctoral fellows. And he's moved to Washington to head up the Nature Conservancy, the world's largest non-government environmental organisation. He spends about 4 months of the year in Washington and the rest of his time travelling the world to bring the benefit of his wisdom to the decisions that need taking. He was elected to the Australian Academy of Science in 2005, became the first Australian to be elected an Ecological Society of America Fellow in 2013, and became a Foreign Associate of the National Academy of Sciences in the United States in 2016, marks of great esteem. He is an Emeritus Professor at the University of Adelaide. His wife Karen, who joins us today, is also an alumnus. Hugh is an Adelaide boy. He got a University of Adelaide education, and that made it possible for him to go on to dominate one of the most important areas of research for humanity at the current time, and to reshape fundamentally our world. It's great to have him back today. Chancellor, I am very pleased and proud to present to you Professor Hugh Philip Possingham, Bachelor of Science with Honours in Applied Mathematics, Doctor of Philosophy, for admission to the Honorary degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa, in acknowledgement of his internationally recognised pioneering research into endangered species, conservation biology and ecological planning.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce today's orator, Professor Hugh Possingham.
Thank you, Chancellor. Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. Thank you, members of the staff of the University of Adelaide, and of course, thank you very much, graduates and your families, for attending this event. This is your day. This is your time. I was sitting here, as Peter kindly mentioned, 35 years ago. I know I don't look that old. In fact, I wasn't just sitting here, I was sitting there with the mace bearer because I'd held this weapon of war as I walked up the corridor. And I was thinking about what are the things that you're thinking here? This is your day, graduates. What are we thinking about as we sit here? We might be thinking about, am I going to slip before I get my scroll from the Chancellor? We might be thinking a bit about how some of the wonderful lecturers we had here at the University of Adelaide. I still remember the lecturers I had at the University of Adelaide. Ren Potts, Ernie Tux, they were professors of mathematics here, and they completely changed my life. I thought mathematics was the most boring subject in the planet until I had lectures from people like Bill Henderson, Ren Potts and Ernie Tuck, and this is in second year mathematics. I thought it was entirely useless, and suddenly I was doing it. I was doing all this mathematics. They changed my career. Hopefully you're thinking also about your families and friends who got you here. You might be thinking about all the assignments you never have to do again. Maybe you'll never have to do another exam. You're probably thinking a bit about that. That's good. No more assignments, no more deadlines, no more 10 p.m. Trying to work out how you're going to get that assignment in by 9 a.m. or 5 p.m. the next morning. But you should be thinking of your families if you're not, because they had to put up with you, your friends, your partners, through those slightly painful times. You might be thinking, I should have gone to the bathroom. I didn't know this was going to be such a long oration. It's interesting though, what I want to talk about is the pathway to different people's career. I now am the chief scientist of a global organisation that turns over $1 billion a year, and our small job is to save the planet. The Nature Conservancy, we're trying to save the planet, 4,000 people across 74 countries. We're not doing a very good job. You might have noticed that it's not going that well. But how did I get to that point from a person who didn't really want to do mathematics? I wanted to be a bird watcher. So I went to the University of Adelaide saying, I want to watch birds. Is there a job for that? Maybe not. There's not many professional bird watchers out there, but my dear mother, who was also here in 1954 receiving her degree in physics, the first woman in Australia to get a PhD in physics, said, Hugh, maybe this whole birdwatching thing seems like fun now, but maybe you should just do a little bit of maths, and that might stand you in good stead. And I know here we have a lot of quantitative people, engineers, computing scientists, mathematicians. Those math skills, let me tell you, can be deployed anywhere to any purpose, good or evil, and they are the most important skills you have, and they will get you wherever you like. So I want to talk, I was actually the black sheep of the family, because my father was an engineer, my brother was an engineer, my son's an engineer. I mean, I'm just a biologist, I just like birds, and I can count a bit, I just can count enough to be dangerous. So what do I meant to say at Christmas time when everybody else is building the world? The engineers build the world. But let me tell you a bit of a story about how the things happened and how that mathematics was useful to a person who was really just interested in bird watching and ecology and saving as many species as possible. When I was a postdoc in Canberra, I was involved in these contentious debates around forests. Australia was logging its forests and wood chipping it, and everybody was pretty unhappy. And there was fights over these forests, and I was a political activist as a postdoc at Australian National University speaking out on these issues. And if you throw the stone at the government long enough, they sometimes invite you in. And they said, well, Hugh, you know some modelling, some maths, can you help us rationalise some of these forestry disputes about how much should be conservation and how much should be timber and how much should be wood chips? And so we started writing some software. The only reason we wrote this software, this piece of computer code, to zone forests was simply because I had a PhD student who couldn't get a PhD scholarship, and I had to fund him from a federal grant. And so it was necessity, it was lack of money. We wrote some software that helped the regional forest agreements. And that piece of software is, and this is where those non-mathematicians may wish to tune out, it's an interlinear programming problem, and we use simulated annealing to solve it. And it sounds pretty harmless. We distributed that freely. And then suddenly other people wanted this software. The Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority, they came to me and they said, we're rezoning the entire Great Barrier Reef. Only 5% conserved to that point in time, only 5% conserved from fishing, and they wanted to increase that, and they used our software. So we adapted the software, we turned up to meetings, we spoke to the politicians. Senator Robert Hill, the former Chancellor of this university, drove the entire rezoning of the Great Barrier Reef, the biggest systematically designed reserve system in the entire planet, and it was all built off half of a PhD student of one student in this university who couldn't get a scholarship. Half of a PhD scholarship, half of a PhD time of one student, Ian Ball. So small things make a huge difference. That software now has changed 10% of the face of the entire planet. One piece of free software, a few thousand lines of C code, of which many of you could comfortably produce. So what does that mean? It really means, you've just got to keep turning up. Why do people do these things? Why do people call on us? It's often because I spend my life turning up to meetings. Whenever a politician calls, when the media calls, when the public servants call, and they say, we have a problem, we have these issues around forestry, around marine protected areas, around land use management, I turn up. Often those meetings are long, often those meetings are slow, often those meetings are painful, they don't always go that well. I'm talking maths, they're talking politics. But in the end, the impact of that work has been global. China built their protected area system with software we developed. Brazil rezoned the entire Amazon. South Africa uses that one piece of software to do all their local government planning for the entire country of South Africa. So what's the message, I suppose? A little bit of maths can go a very long way. A little bit of maths, and you just need enough maths to be slightly dangerous, and you know enough maths to be slightly dangerous. The second thing is passion is essential. If you're not passionate about what you're doing, and if you're not determined to make a difference, nothing will ever happen. But really, actually, the final thing, it doesn't really matter how smart you are, it doesn't matter how talented you are, it doesn't matter the quality of your C code or mathematics. In the end, the one thing you really have to do is turn up. The people who run the world turn up. And I hope you'll spend the rest of your life changing the planet and turning up. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the graduates and their families attending today's ceremony, I would like to thank Professor Hugh Possingham for his stimulating and inspiring address. We are honoured that you have taken the time to join us on this special day to share with us your thoughts and experiences. Your words of encouragement and advice are greatly appreciated. They remind us that education places upon each of us an enduring responsibility to make the best possible use of our talents and to contribute to the betterment of society in whatever way we can. Please join me once again in thanking Professor Hugh Possingham.
I will now receive candidates for degrees. I call upon the Vice-Chancellor and President.
Chancellor, I, Professor Peter Rathjen, Vice-Chancellor and President of the University of Adelaide, certify to you and the whole university that the graduates who will be presented to you have all fulfilled the conditions prescribed for admission to the award for which they are so presented.
I, Kevin John Scarce, Chancellor of the University of Adelaide, by virtue of the power committed to me by the University, confirm that each graduate is admitted to the rank and privileges of a holder of the award in the University of Adelaide for which they are so presented. I call upon the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, Computing and Mathematical Sciences, Professor Anton Mittelberg, to present the candidates.
Chancellor, I, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, Computer and Mathematical Sciences, Professor Anton Mittelberg, present to you graduates from the Faculty of Engineering, Computer and Mathematical Sciences. To the degree of Bachelor of Mathematical Sciences, Joshua Nicholas Bean. Alexander Robert Bennett. Nikki Gleeson. Giorgio Ross Proferis. Henry Maxwell Stuckless. And Grace Elish Murphy Wright. To the degree of Bachelor of Mathematical Sciences Advanced, Patrick James Bowie. Joshua Mitchell Dent. Miriam Katerina Slattery. Also receiving the Diploma in Languages, Riley David Snoswell. And Stuart Benjamin Tesser. To the degree of Bachelor of Mathematical and Computer Sciences, James William Beck. Alicia K. Child. Chelsea Nicole Dyer. Scarlett May Groom Ransom. Lily Molly Chapman Harris. Kieran Emmett O'Loughlin. Lee Charmaine Palmer. Tobin Max South. And Alan James Stote. To the degree of Bachelor of Computer Science, Konstantinos Nicholas Bakoulis. Trent Robert Bowden. Jennifer Lei Chung. Lei Fung. Tung Wei Gan. James Gaskell. Yao Ji Gun. Joshua Petrus Groot. Runchi Gao. William Brett Hingston. Trek Raynell Hopton. Julius Albert William Klebe. Andrew Peter Lilos. Yuan Lin. Tui Jia Lu. Sean Zachary Owen Marchinack. Jared Connor McAvoy. Bale Jackson Tanai O'Connell. Victor Daniel Overdoon. Joel Andrew Pearson. Vincent Jean Portella. Scott William Ramsey. Nicholas Peter Robertson. Lin Lin Song. Chao Xian Tan. Tien Tran. Jordan Chung Yi True Law. Wenxin Wang. Zheng Hui Wang. Bowen Yang. Hideki Yoshinaga. Zai Yong'an. Chao Tsang. Yang Chao. Charles Jonathan Zizniewski. To the degree of Bachelor of Computer Science Advanced, also receiving the Diploma in Languages, Naomi Li Mai Chan. Roland Lloyd Croft. Martin John Davis. Abdul Mosi Jawad. Matthew Michael Kelly. Ryan Matulik. Sealy Tiawa Fau O'Connell. Christo Adonis P. Romalis. Jack Donald Richardson. and Hin Tran. To the honours degree of Bachelor of Mathematical Sciences, Ryan Thomas Brown. And Saranzaya Magsarev. To the honours degree of Bachelor of Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Eleanor Audrey Day. Samuel George Andrew Rogers. And Michael John Sanford. To the honours degree of Bachelor of Engineering, Marcus James Andersons. Matthew Joseph Ostuknovich. Benjamin James Axford. Lachlan Joshua Bateman. Julius Christian Postaines Bullis. Isaac Burgess. Matthew J. Mitchell Burrows. Zi Chow. Jiawei Chen. Shi Yik Chin. Paul Chitty. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Christian Colombo. Sasha Merriam de Vries. Munira Talia de Vries. Ding Guan Mu. Sundal Fernando. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Nicholas Flaburis. Hui Min Gan. Xinyangan. Jacob Christopher Joseph Gonzalez. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Edward Burton Gray. Jaskarit Singh Grover. Han Cha Go. Sam Edwin Haberman. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Xu Yun Han. Bao Chi Hu. Carl David Kassebaum. Mate Kapeski. Also receiving the Diploma in Languages, Alex Paul Kiddy. Dennis David Kimtai. Chi Fung Lam. Jake Lane. Samuel Andrew Lewis. Bin Hao Lee. Pei Ying Lim. Xinlei Liu. Joshua Lowe. Blake Alistair Lutkins. Alexander Albert John Makarowski. Josh Matthew Maloney. Jack Harry Mansfield. Robert McCauley. James William McManus. David Cameron McQueen. Mitchell Lewis Micken. Lindsay John Millard. Nathan Misagi. Alwyn Kai-ung. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Nuala Janet O'Neill. Jacob Maynard Parker. Ovini Amaya Jumin Pereira. Michael Pfeiffer. Denton Possavan. Jessica Fuan. Hamish Christopher Pratt. Jonathan James Redding. Kai Fung Ren. Mohammed Idris Razai. Matthew Reginald Kevin Roylance. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Lucas David Sargent Mackay. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Muhammad Khairul bin Shahabuddin. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Narayan Shanmuganathan. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Indabir Singh. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Maxwell James Standen. Puria Sterling. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Takudzwa Blessing Taziva. Yasusa Saman Bandara Tenakun. Sam Thomas. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Finance, Bradley Scott Pierce Thompson. Dylan John Thayer. Joseph Anthony Trippidy. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Archana Venkata Vadakatu. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Michael Bradley Vincent. Brooke Fekadu Waldron. Han Wan. Cho Young Wang. Xi Yuan Wang. Also receiving the degree of Bachelor of Mathematical and Computer Sciences, Brent Williams. Wong Tin Yan. Zheng Xu. Xiaoya Jie Xu. Yao Yuan. Ho Su Yun. And Kevin Chow. To the honours degree of Bachelor of Computer Science, Brock Angus Campbell. Kevin Dang. And Benjamin Brian Morris. To the degree of Master of Software Engineering, Jinwei Li. Chao Yung Lo. Qiming Shao. Tam Min Fan. And Shi Yu Zhang. To the degree of Master of Computing and Innovation, Nikhil Bisney. Yiran Chen. Wei Chui. Devi Sambasiva Rao Goli. Minjae Han. Sohaib Ishad. Fengshan Jin. Jialing Ying Li. Yuki Li. Sengjian Li. Bowen Liu. Jingde Liu. Xiaoji Liu. Yuan Qing Qi. Yu Qin. Li Chu. Yu Qing Sha. Min Su. Ro Shi Sun. Xi Heng Tang. Kershin Tong. Guanhua Wang. Xiyan Wang. Zhang Xu. And Aoshi Yang. To the degree of Master of Computer Science, Nicholas Eric Manser. Xiangkang Pan. Lu Jun Weng. And Suraj Yatish. To the degree of Master of Engineering Electronic, Hanshi Gao. Chen Chen Mao. And Chen Yun Wang. To the degree of Master of Engineering Electrical, Pu Cheng. Guiqi Deng. Jonathan Michael Harvey. Junshi Lu. Muhammad Shahzad Siddiq. Lanbo Song. Yi Xiao Song. And Xinyu Zhu. To the degree of Master of Philosophy, for a thesis entitled A Novel Friday 13 Risk Assessment of Corrosion of Pipeline Steel in De-Aerated Water, Samuel Drew Collins. For a thesis entitled Approaches to Fines Production in the Walloons Subgroup Surat Basin, Queensland, Leslie George Jenkinson. For a thesis entitled Development of Effective Antimicrobial Nanocomposites Nanomaterials, Afshin Karami. For a thesis entitled Inference of Markovian Regime Switching Models with Application to South Australian Electricity Prices, Angus Hamilton Lewis. And for a thesis entitled Reinforcement of Natural Rubber Using Nanostructured Carbon Materials, Yang Shi. To the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, for a thesis entitled Effects of the Troposphere upon Radio Communications and Implications for Weather Measurement, Dr. Nathan John Anderson. For a thesis entitled Metrics and Special Kähler Geometry on the Moduli Spaces of Higgs Bundles and Hitchin Systems, Dr. Zhenxi Huang. For a thesis entitled Community Detection in Complex Networks, Dr. Ba Dung Le. For a thesis entitled New Algorithmic Developments in Maximum Consensus Robust Fitting, Dr. Hu Min Le. For a thesis entitled Adaptive Markov Random Fields for Structured Compressive Sensing, Dr. Suichia Suwan Wimolkul. For a thesis entitled A Reference Architecture and a Software Platform for Engineering Internet of Things Search Engines, Dr. Nguyen Khoi Tran. For a thesis entitled Long-Term Memory for Cognitive Architectures, a Hardware Approach Using Resistive Devices, Dr. Peng Wang. And for a thesis entitled Deeply Learned Priors for Geometric Reconstruction, Dr. Chamara Saroj Weerasekara. Chancellor, this concludes the graduates from the Faculty of Engineering, Computer and Mathematical Sciences and for this ceremony.
Anton, thank you.
Thank you.
Chancellor, every year the university presents university medals to acknowledge the most outstanding graduates in each faculty who have completed a University of Adelaide bachelor's degree with honours or bachelor's degree of at least 4 years duration. The university medals are awarded to them for their consistent outstanding performance across the whole of their undergraduate studies. I, Professor Peter Rathjen, Vice-Chancellor and President of the University of Adelaide, present to you a recipient of the 2018 University Medal from the Faculty of Engineering, Computer and Mathematical Sciences, Proc Angus Campbell. Eleanor Audrey Day. And Alexander Albert John Makarowski.
Very pleased now to present to you Mr. Tobin Max South, who was presented this afternoon with a Bachelor of Mathematical and Computer Science. Max will now give us the valedictory address on behalf of the cohort of graduates who are here with us this afternoon. Max.
Thank you, Chancellor. I hear all good speeches should start with a quote, and perhaps no words would be more apt than those which my mum would say to me as a child. You choose your attitude. While good advice, young me preferred the attitude that watching TV was much better than doing chores. Luckily for my mum, I got older, and eventually I found myself navigating my first day at the University of Adelaide. I discovered a lot of things at the start of uni. The joy of half-price food at 4:30 p.m. The stress of the first Maple TA when you couldn't figure out how to enter pi. And the forged friendships and the amazing people that I discovered. And that most treasured discovery was those people, this inspiring cohort in front of me. Every graduate here today has had an utterly unique experience. Some of us chose to attend every lecture, and some of us chose not to. Not that I condone that. Some of us chose to join student societies and be part of a community. And some of us chose to join the community of pool players at the uni bar, which I definitely condone. Some of us chose to go part-time, and a few of us were brave enough to overload. But one thing we all had in common was that we made it to the end. We made it to today. Every one of us faced challenges, some big, many small, and we overcame those challenges. For that, I congratulate every one of you. Because the thing that allowed you to overcome those challenges was not luck, natural skill, or intelligence. It was the attitude that you chose that brought you here today. It was that decision you made to look your inadequacies in the eye and tell them you were stronger. I'm truly honoured to be up here right now, speaking to some of the most selfless, determined, and talented people sitting in front of me. And to those that I've been lucky enough to call a friend, I cannot thank you enough for not just how you have shaped my experience at uni, but who I am as a person. We have gained in knowledge and in skill. We have forged strong and enduring friendships. We have taken steps towards finding who we are and what we want out of our lives. So always remember, it is our attitudes, our attributes, and our relationships that will allow us to face and overcome all of the challenges that inevitably lie ahead. And we should never forget my mum's advice. No matter what, you can always choose your attitude. Thanks.
Thank you, Tobin. We now draw to a close this afternoon's ceremony. Let me start by again congratulating our graduates on their achievements. Be proud of what you've worked to achieve and remember those who've supported you to reach this end. I wish you every success in this new exciting phase of your life and your career. As graduates of the University of Adelaide, you are its alumni and ambassadors. Over the years since the university was established, its alumni have made enormous contributions to the community, both here and overseas. And today you join a community of 150,000 alumni located in 80 countries throughout our globe. I'd like to thank those responsible for this afternoon's ceremony. I'd particularly like to acknowledge the mace bearer, Eleanor Day, and also the valedictorian, Toby South. It is also appropriate, I think, to recognise the people who've had the prime responsibility for driving the education of our young graduates, the staff and faculty here at the university. So would you please acknowledge with me their contribution. I'd ask that all the graduates remain seated, everyone else rise and join me in congratulating the graduates on their achievements. Would the audience remain standing? Would our graduates please rise? For the academic recession, I declare this congregation adjourned.